For most people, buying a house is the biggest investment they'll make during their life. Buying a house requires careful planning both during the process and afterwards. Homeowners are a varied group. Some people want a house in move-in condition, so they will not have to do any improvements. Another segment is looking for the fixer-upper that needs new paint and carpeting. A third group is looking for a house with potential. They like to take a basic house and make major improvements, such as adding a room or two or changing the interior layout. All of these homeowners will realize a profit when they sell their homes. Property values increase every year, and a home has historically been an excellent investment. This is very true in Livonia. The more than 37,000 homes in Livonia range in value from under $100,000 to more than $660,000. Every house has its own unique characteristics that will affect its selling price, but there are guidelines issued by the state that help the assessor's office in determining the value of homes in our community. The assessor's office is responsible for calculating and maintaining assessment records for every parcel of land in the city. This includes the 37,000 residential parcels, over 1,300 commercial properties, and almost 900 industrial properties, as well as over 5,600 personal property accounts.
The appraisal and inspection process begins when we get a copy of the building permit from the building department. We create a field card or a property record card for the parcel and go out and do a detailed inspection. We measure the property, we note all the amenities of the property, and then we come back to the office and begin doing the calculations to determine the assessment and true cash value.
If the permit is for a new house, the appraiser will measure the house, inspect the interior, and take down detailed information regarding the number of rooms, number of bathrooms, type of floor finishes, fireplaces, and other amenities that may affect the value. Once the field inspection is completed, the appraiser will calculate the value of the house using a costing manual approved by the state of Michigan. A property record card is created that contains a drawing of the building, the legal description, the assessed, state equalized, and taxable values, as well as the calculations used to determine the value. All assessors are required to use the state manual. The state recognizes the cost of construction varies within the state and has developed multipliers that are applied to the base rates for each county. This helps to keep all homes in the different regions of the state at the same rate of taxation. Once the base assessment is made, assessments are subject to increases or decreases based on the real estate market. Assessors are required to do a sales study every year to determine the ratio of assessed value to true cash value.
The sales study in the state of Michigan is a study of all the properties that have sold within the last 2 years to determine how much the value of property has increased. We take the sales study and compare it to the assessments on the roll, and if the assessments on the assessment roll are not 50% of what the sales are reflecting, then everyone in the neighborhood will get an increase in their assessment.
This is why a property value increases even if the home does not change in any way. A copy of the sales information is available in the assessor's office during regular business hours. Assessments may also change if modifications are made to an existing home. Adding a family room, a garage, or deck will increase the assessment. However, changing the windows, replacing outdated plumbing, electrical and heating systems, and installing new siding or similar improvements are considered maintenance and will not change your assessment. Just as when you're building a new house, an addition also requires a permit. The assessing office will receive a copy of that permit, and an appraiser will visit the site for an inspection. They will measure the addition, and a new value will be calculated, including the new addition. If something is removed from the property, such as a garage or air conditioning, the appraiser will recalculate the assessment, deleting the item that is removed. The appraisers follow the same procedures for commercial and industrial properties, and these records are also available at the assessor's office. Another category is personal property assessments for commercial and industrial properties. All businesses in Livonia are required by state law to file a personal property statement annually. The information on the statement is used to calculate the personal property assessment. There is an ongoing personal property audit program. The personal property auditor visits the businesses selected for audit to inspect the premises and review their statement. Often this requires a visit to the business owner's accountant's office where the records are kept. The accountant's records are compared to the statement filed to ensure accuracy. The assessor's office is also responsible for all lot splits in the city. Once a new subdivision is approved by local, county, and state officials, it also comes through the assessor's office. All the information on lot splits and new subdivisions is entered into the assessment roll so that a tax bill can be generated. Since Proposal A was passed in 1994, the assessor must also calculate a taxable value for each parcel in the city. This is the value your tax bill is calculated on. While the state equalized value of your home increases each year by 7 to 10%, Proposal A limits the increase in taxable value to the rate of inflation or 5%, whichever is less. This has proven to be a great benefit, especially to people on a fixed income, because they can afford to remain in their homes since taxes are now regulated so closely.
In Michigan, every time a property changes hands, the property owners are required to file a property transfer affidavit. This gives us the sale price of the property and the new owner's name, the old owner's name, and any special conditions that might have been attached to the sale. When a property transfers the following year, it's going to be uncapped and you're going to pay a higher tax rate, unfortunately.
Another function of the assessor's office is the Board of Review. The Board of Review is a panel of 3 citizens of the city whose function is to hear taxpayers' appeal regarding the assessments on their property. They also hear appeals based on hardship or inability to pay. There are specific guidelines the board must follow in deciding hardship appeals. For additional information, you should contact the City Assessor's Office. The board meets in March every year, and any property owner who disagrees with the assessed value of their property is given an opportunity to appeal before the board. When you make an appeal, you should be prepared to substantiate your contention of value. Just saying your assessment is too high or your taxes are too high will not result in a reduction of your assessment. Appointments are scheduled for several days and always include an evening session to accommodate resident schedules. You may also appeal to the board by mail if you are unable to come in for a meeting. A letter should be written to the board explaining why you believe your assessment is incorrect. In April, decisions of the Board of Review are mailed to everyone who has appealed. If you disagree with the decision of the Board of Review, you may appeal to the Michigan Tax Tribunal. The Michigan Tax Tribunal is a quasi-judicial body appointed by the governor to hear assessment appeals. To appeal to the tribunal, you need to write a letter of protest to them before June 30th of the year you are appealing. This has been an overview of your assessor's office. For more information, please check out the city's website at www.ci.livonia.mi.us.